Once again, back is the incredible.
Got no time to waste, I'm starting the song right here. A minute 17, really ain't long to spit. So I'ma keep the flow, listen right up, it's clear.
What's going on, gangs? So we got another video here. This video is a little bit different than my other videos. I want to talk about a particular person. Robert Pattinson has been hired for the Batman role, the upcoming The Batman movie by Matt Reeves. And it's very interesting because a lot of this stuff has come out about his workouts. And they're talking about how he's going to be ripped, he's going to be jacked, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. And then now they're saying that he's not going to be ripped or jacked. Now, you don't necessarily have to be ripped to be a superhero. If you remember Michael Keaton as Batman, or they said Christian Bale, but Christian Bale was actually pretty jacked as Batman. I don't know why they keep saying that he wasn't that jacked. He was one of the first jacked Batmans. But you don't necessarily need to be jacked because they have muscle suits and have all this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. But to me, it's more believable if the hero has muscle. You know what I mean? If he looks as strong as he is. Now, there's superheroes that have telekinetic powers, telepathy, things like that. They don't need to be strong. They use other things to be strong. Supernatural things, I can believe that. But if you're a man and you're using your physical attributes and you're using your martial arts techniques to fight bad guys, you need to be strong. You need to look the part. So they show Robert Pattinson here in a couple pictures I'll put on here for you, where it's like the same pictures over and over, where he's running on the beach, he's got the sandbags and all that kind of stuff. And to me, he looks super duper skinny, like very little. So let me break it down for you, his physical attributes here. So basically they're saying that he is 33 years old, so he's 1 year older than me. He's 6'1", so he's like 5 inches taller than me. And he's 170 pounds, so he's like 15 pounds lighter than me. So he's very, very skinny. 6'1", 170 pounds with not that much muscle tone is going to look skinny. If you saw him in real life, you probably wouldn't think he worked out at all. And so if you go a couple of these websites, they have like these fake workouts that they do for him, where they're saying, oh, this is his workout, this is what he does, we'll sell it to you, and all that kind of stuff. And it's a bunch of bull crap, because they got like bench press or push-ups and all this kind of stuff, and you can tell it's very fake. Like, I printed it off to look at it, and I just thought, this is garbage, There's no way that's going to happen. He said, oh, he's eating 5 meals a day. Okay, what's he eating? And then they go to talk about his other roles. Well, his other roles, as far as the big roles that they mentioned, like Twilight and Harry Potter, he was skinny. Okay? And then that Damsel, I think he had a little bit more muscle. And then these other movies you never heard about, he had a little bit more muscle. I saw him on the movie The King, which is a very good movie on Netflix. He played like this evil French king. And he was skinny. Very skinny. So that goes back to what I was saying before. Now, like I said, you don't have to be jacked to be a superhero, but if you're the only one that doesn't have superpowers, you need to be physically strong to keep up with the rest of them. And Batman was always seen as that kind of hero. You know what I mean? He was super jacked. He was always working out. He was training his body as hard as he was training his mind. And in the comic books, he actually mastered 125 different martial arts, which is impossible. It would take you a lifetime to master one, but he did 125 because it's comic books. And his bench press was like 1,000 pounds, which was in a couple hundred pounds of Captain America's bench press, which was 1,200 pounds, and Captain America was a super soldier. So to put that in perspective of how strong he was, and then you've got Robert Pattinson, 170 pound sparkly vampire playing him, that there gets a little bit of confusion. Now, I'm not saying that he's not a good actor. He's a very good actor. I've seen him in multiple movies besides Twilight, and he's a very good actor. But I don't know if I would have picked him per se to be Batman. And the fact that he came out the other day and was saying that Batman is in fact not a superhero because he doesn't have superpowers makes me believe that he doesn't really know Batman well enough. You know what I mean? He's trying to make a statement and he doesn't really understand Batman. Batman is a badass. That's all there is to it. I didn't really like Ben Affleck's portrayal of him in the movies. I liked him in Batman vs. Superman that people didn't really like because he was awesome. He kicked so much tail, but he was kind of dumb. I didn't really like that. But then again, Christian Bale's Batman wasn't very smart either. He was constantly getting tricked over and over and over. But as far as workouts go, he's probably not going to put on a bunch of muscle. He's just not. He's got probably 6-7 months to put the muscle on for the role. He's probably hired a coach for it. I think they were saying that the coach he had trained several people before. And so a lot of superhero actors before. So he'll put on some muscle. They're probably going to have him eating 4 or 5 meals a day, high protein, low fat. They're going to try to burn as much fat as possible because what you don't understand is these people are not as big as they look in the movies, okay? They're not. And what they do is they cut the fat down really low so they burn all their fat off and it looks like they're bigger. That's what you do. That's what any normal person does. So they look bigger and then they use camera angles to make them look big. Like with my workout programs, I cut my fat. So when I lost the fat, now I look freaking huge. Okay? And I'm actually smaller than I was, but I look bigger because all of my muscle is showing through my fat now. And so when I'm training people and when I'm making workout programs for people, I'll put them on a low fat diet, high protein, moderate carbs, and I'll have them working out 4 to 5 times a week unless they're already, acclimated. Then it's 6 or 7 times a week because you can actually do that. And if you train hard and you do a lot of cardio, which it showed him in the pictures doing cardio, he burned the fat down and then he'll have a little muscle, have a little 6-pack. They'll do some angles to make him look big. It's all movie magic. Now, what I would do if I was his trainer in this situation, I'm not nearly as qualified as some of these guys, some of these movie star guys, but what I would do is I would set him up on a certain program. Now, what you've got to understand is they're probably going to be taking some substances. And you can argue with me as much as you want, but for somebody to cut a whole bunch of fat in a short amount of time, like Chris Pratt did and other people did for their role, they're going to use things sometimes. Okay, they're going to use substances. They're going to use supplements. They're going to get a little bit of juicy juice, you know what I mean? Because if you've ever noticed, right after the movie comes out and they go to premieres, all their muscle's gone. Like, look at Chris Hemsworth after the last Avengers movie. He looked freaking small. It's because they stopped working out, they stopped taking their juice, and they stopped eating right, and it's over with. They just did it for a role. But here is what I would do. You want to know what I would do? You want to know what kind of program I would set him up on? Let me tell you right now. He's way too skinny. So I've got to pack on as much muscle as I can in a short amount of time without putting on a lot of fat. So he's 6'1", 170 pounds. He's 1 year older than me. He looks healthy. Okay, he looks like he moves around. So what I would do is I would set him up on a 5 to 6 day workout program, even 7 days if he could handle it. I would throw in lots of cardio, different kinds of cardio, maybe an hour cardio, 30 minutes of cardio every cardio session, probably 3 to 4 times a week, intervals to where he could rest. And then as far as workouts would go, what works best for me is isolation days. So I want him to get big fast. So I want to isolate, make sure we work his arms one day for biceps. I want a separate day for triceps. I want a day for legs. I want a day for shoulders and a day for chest. And whatever's left over, I'm going to double up what he's struggling with, if that makes sense. So whatever he's not growing, I'm going to double it up. We've got to have his upper body looking really good, really quickly for the movies. They don't so much care about their legs. They can have fit legs and everything, but let's face it, they're usually shirtless with the suit on, and they'll take their shirt off, and they show their upper body, and you don't care that much about legs. So I'm going to train his legs once or twice a week. I want them to be strong, but we're going to emphasize getting that shoulders and back and chest and arms as big as possible in a short amount of time. On his first day of the week, I'm going to start him out with chest. We're going to do lots of decline chest, lots of cable curls, lots of chest machine. We're going to do some decline bench press, decline dumbbell press, incline dumbbell press, things like that. Because actually when you're building your chest, you want to start building your mid to rear chest more than your upper chest, because your upper chest is actually not that big, okay? It's like one little bitty, not even a third of your chest. Like I'm grabbing it here as I'm talking, but you can't see it. And that's what I actually learned was if I want to grow my chest, I need to start doing more decline. So I've started doing more of that. And the cable crossovers, those are a big deal too. You want to make sure you do those and squeeze them. So we're going to have him doing those on those days. We're going to finish him with some dips and some push-ups. Really get that going, and probably do a little bit of cardio after that. Okay? So on Tuesday, I'm going to set him up on triceps. We're going to do tricep work. I'm going to work all the different tricep heads. I'm going to make sure that I have a nice, thick, wide tricep that's noticeable, so that even when he's standing there, you're going to see that tricep pop out. And so when we do that day, we're not going to do cardio. He's going to rest. Okay? Then the next day, we're going to do shoulders. So that day on shoulders, we're going to do a simple workout program. I'm not going to have him do 8 or 9 different exercises, okay? We're going to have him do 5 to 6 exercises, and he's going to learn those exercises really well, hammer them out to where he's awesome at it. And then when we notice where he's lagging, we'll kind of change the workout a little bit to fix that. So on shoulder day, we're going to do behind the head seated press, barbell press. We're going to do lots of lateral raises. We're going to do lots of Arnold presses. We're going to do some rear delt cables on the chest machine, and then we're going to do. We're going to finish it out with, let's see, on that day, probably a little bit more of the rear delt raises to make sure he has a full delt. We want front, middle, rear to look awesome. Okay, so, and then that's going to get you Monday through Wednesday. So on Thursday, we're going to do legs. We're going to do legs that day. I'm going to have him doing lots of squats, lots of leg press, some hack squats. We're going to work on his hamstrings a little bit, make sure he's nice and strong for all that jumping around he's going to be doing. Do a little bit of calf work, and then do some cardio afterwards to really kill those legs. And it's going to depend on how strong he is for me doing all those, you know what I mean? So we're going to see how it goes. And then on Friday, we're going to do biceps. We're going to do lots of biceps. We're going to have those biceps looking good. I'm going to do narrow grip, wide grip. We're going to do dumbbells and cables, so he gets that constant contraction. We're going to do concentration curls, bent over concentration curls that day. All those things seem to work for me. We're going to do a few barbell curls, and then we're going to do band curls using those rubber bands at the end to really burn those biceps. We're going to make sure that he is burnt on those days. Not to hurt him, but I'll make sure that he knows we worked out. And then on the rest of the days, we're going to kind of figure out what he's lagging on. And maybe if he's doing great, we'll work in some more cardio and some more yoga on those days. So he can get his stretch going on that weekend, get a little bit of stretches in with the, because you know when you're working out, a lot of people don't pay attention to this, but when you're working out, your muscles get really stiff really tight, and people don't stretch enough to get those out. So if we're doing some yoga, he can kind of decompress. He's still getting his movements in. He's not necessarily resting, because yoga is hard work if you know what you're doing. And then we'll do a little bit of cardio those days. So in that amount of time, if he's got 6 or 7 months, he will make some noticeable gains. Okay? He will have no choice but to make some noticeable gains. And I guarantee you he will look better than he will here. because what they're going to do is they're going to try their best, and they're going to give him a six-pack, and they're probably going to, that's going to be the end of it. Now, as far as the diet goes, I'd put him on a high protein, like I said before, high protein, low fat, moderate carbs, okay? And if he starts getting really, really hungry, I'm going to have him eat some plain popcorn, lots of popcorn to fill up on, and I'm going to have him eat spinach. That's also a good filler food. And I'm going to have him eat so much protein that he's going to be so full that he's not going to want to eat anything else, okay? Because you can't eat too much protein. You're not going to use it if you eat too much, but it's going to fill you up to where you're not eating bad foods. We're going to eat lots of fruits, lots of dark veggies. We're going to keep it simple. Chicken, sweet potatoes, broccoli. We're going to have him eating fruits and veggies. We're going to keep him away from things like grapes, which really shoot your blood sugar up high. We're going to have him eating apples that help you curb your appetite. Things like that. Sugar-free foods. We're going to give him a lot of sugar-free foods. We're not going to worry about him getting into snacks and things like that. And we're not going to do cheat days. You know, a lot of them do cheat days. I don't believe in cheat days, because the only reason you should be cheating is because you look amazing. And if you're still training, you don't look amazing. And I don't even have cheat days. We went on Thanksgiving. I ate a little bit of sweets to make somebody happy because they made it. And I didn't really want to. But I was like, okay, I'll eat a little bit, but I made sure that I ate just a little bit because I can control myself. If you get to training somebody that has an eating disorder or likes to binge eat, you can't do that. And if you're on a schedule to lose a certain amount of weight, to look a certain way in a certain amount of time, I'm sorry, but you don't have time for cheat meals. Can't do it. Nope, can't do it. So that's what I would do, guys. That's how I would set him up. It'd be simple, easy. He could do it 5, 6, 7 days a week. And that's it. That's all you got to do. That workout program would have him so jacked. I'd have him a back day to where he was doing some nice deadlifts. That would be another day that I would do. Man, he would be freaking jacked. His back would look amazing on those back days. He'd do plenty of rows, plenty of deadlifts. I mean, it'd be so, so great. It'd be awesome. I get excited about this because I get excited about getting people jacked. I want them to look as amazing, as good as they can look. But I hope you like this video, guys. Like I said before, I don't think he's going to be super impressive. Don't be looking for a super jacked Robert Pattinson Batman. He's going to be more the slimmer, younger Batman. And they said they're going to do a more detective type movie. So that could be good or could be bad. I don't know. We're just going to see how it goes. But I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button, please. That's how I get these videos going. And thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys later. Bye.